Hey everyone, Alex Goff here, and we are talking the U.S. Rugby Foundation Nelson College scholarship for a young boys high school player to go down to New Zealand and spend a semester there playing rugby and studying. Oliver Kirk was one of the two first young men to go down there and do that. So Oliver, thanks for taking the time to talk about this, and hope you had a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, I did. And thank you for talking to me. I love any excuse to talk about New Zealand. I really enjoyed it there. It was really good. I cannot emphasize that enough. I had a really incredible time there. All the people were super welcoming. The rugby was obviously great. The scenery was gorgeous. What more can you ask for, right? Like it
Yeah.
was, yeah. My rugby elevated a ton. It was super cool to be playing at that level. Uh Outside of the rugby, I made a ton of connections with people, which was super cool and exciting to go through the process of that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great.
Was it, were you nervous just showing up and saying, how, how am I going to measure up rugby wise or
Yes,
anything?
for sure. I they towards the end of my time there, they started making fun of me because apparently my first practice with the team, I was super loud, like I was yelling at everyone. I was coming in like I was the boss of it. I have no recollection of that. As I remember, I was like a timid little guy in the corner, but no, apparently when I get nervous, I get loud. Didn't know that about myself. But yeah, no, I was nervous, but all the people were super friendly. When I did something good, they'd congratulate me. When I did something bad, they would like give me advice, but not in like, sorry, not in a mean way or anything.
Hmm.
Just try to help me get better. So that went away pretty quickly because everyone was so good about it.
Did some of the parents stop switch from calling you the American prop to
It's the American prop.
actually to
Yeah, they
call you
actually
more?
the parents soon started calling me Bulldog. I like to think it's because of my energy, because of my ferociousness, something like that. No, it's just because the school has like 27 or 28 Olivers or something. They need something else to call me, and one guy was like, "Huh, he kind of looks like a bulldog." So that's what I was called for most of my time there.
Well, they could be worse nicknames. They're still pretty
Exactly.
good.
I'll
You should
take it. I'll
just
take it.
just tell everybody it's because of
Yeah, no,
your
that's
tenacity. Yeah,
what you should put in the
that's right.
video, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because I'm so
absolutely.
ferocious.
Um, Looking back on it, why do you think you got the scholarship?
Oh, that's a good question. I think well, something I was surprised at is they didn't look at any rugby film at all. So I expected that to be a much more major part of the process than it was. And there's certainly an element of rugby skill to it. But I think what mattered a lot more to them was someone who would, contribute to the environment of the team and of the school. So some like I pride myself on my like my coachability. I think that's a important skill I have. So, when they don't look at the film, that means that's probably what they're looking at is like how able I would or how good I would be at implementing the stuff we were taught in practice in games, or like if my energy would raise the team's energy or lower it, stuff like that. I think it probably had more to do with that than anything else.
Oh, good. Excellent. While you were there, any difficult moments or obstacles you sort of had to encounter?
I think for sure the biggest one was just that, like sort of the nerves, like you were talking
Mhm.
about earlier, and also just this is yeah, it's similar to nerves, but that feeling of being the only one in a new place, like especially stepping off the plane. I there was a man from the school who they sent to pick me up, who was a super nice guy, but like I was looking around and I was thinking about like I have no idea who I'm even looking for. Like I don't know anyone for 8,000 miles around here. So I was like, it was kind of scary to think about. But again, everyone super welcoming. They took me in super quickly, especially at the boarding house. They have internationals who come in for a few months at a time pretty frequently. So it's very normal for them to just have someone come in, hang out for a few months and then leave. So they were really good about including me super quickly. And I felt like part of the boarding house really immediately. So that wasn't a super big issue.
Uh, boarding house life. You adjust to that
Boarding house life, I loved it. They all the other boarders. There's probably I'm bad with numbers. Maybe 90 other boarders, more or less, and probably like 10 to 15 other internationals, who are mostly from like East or Southeast Asian countries, and Germany for some reason. They have a large number of German
Okay.
students, which is yeah,
Yeah.
just random. I don't know. Sorry. No, the boarders were super nice. They almost every night a group of them will go play either soccer or touch rugby or basketball or volleyball or something, and they'll always invite everyone to that. So if you're ever bored, they're always doing something, or they're hanging out in one of the break rooms just watching dumb YouTube videos or whatever. So it was nice. And I went in as a year 13 there, which meant I had my own room. So I could, when I needed some alone time, I could just go to my room and hang out by myself. And then if I ever needed to do something, it was super easy to find people. So I liked that.
Excellent. Excellent. And it just seemed like you took to the. I mean, in a way, the rugby may have almost become that's the easy part.
Yes and no,
Yes
because
and no.
it was definitely the it's nice to have something that like has been such a big part of my life be so prominent there. It's easy to fall back on, like, oh, I could just talk rugby with this person. And I, had rugby so many times a day. So like so many more times a week than I do here. So it's nice to always be able to fall back on that if I felt a little overwhelmed or whatever. But that is also a little, intimidating. Just the whole concept of playing rugby in New Zealand. But, it's an honor for sure, because that's what everyone wants to do. You want to play at the highest level you're able.
Are you keeping in contact with any of the students that
Yeah,
any of
I
your classmates?
it's a little weird because of
Yeah,
the time change.
sure.
But I've, especially because of the Rugby World Cup, I've been texting people asking about their thoughts on that. Oh, that
Yeah,
was it was a good last game. It was a good last game.
yeah,
Um, I was rooting for New Zealand.
yeah.
Because yeah. But then like a friend from boarding I had a long call with recently, and he was hoping to it didn't end up working out, but we had scheduled a thing where he was going to call me during some formal house dinner so I could say hi to everyone during that. So that
Okay.
was fun. It didn't quite work out, but stuff like that.
Do you feel anything that you've sort of brought back yet, or is that something maybe we'll discover in 15s?
I think for sure there's in my personal play, there are some things. There's definitely my fitness is better, my awareness is a little better. Um, but I think the strength will really come when we can institute a little more team organization, when we have a little more time to practice. Because I think that was the stuff I learned the most about was structure and organization and game management and stuff. I'm able to make decisions a lot faster now. Just with so much time, so many touches on the ball there compared to what I'd get in the same amount of time in America. And then just so much critique of every decision I make, not necessarily negative critique, just like feedback from coaches and from other players and stuff. Uh, I definitely have a lot more to think about now than I did before. So it's definitely helped my decision making at pace.
What about if you envision the next young student athlete who's going to get this scholarship? You have any advice for them?
For sure. I would say be open-minded, which I guess is a little cliche, but to get a little more specific with that, it's there's a few like traditions and customs which definitely I was a little uncertain of exactly what they were at first. But it's so much more fun to just lean into it, just take it at face value. I will say be careful. I once thought that it was like a weird cultural tradition they had to like bring a plate to a fancy event that was going on. So I just brought an empty plate because I thought that's what they were asking me to do. No, I was supposed to like bring a dish with food for everyone to share. So that was, maybe ask some questions, but still,
Right.
lean into it, and just going along with being open-minded to enjoy more than just the rugby. Like the rugby is obviously great, and there will be plenty of opportunities to enjoy it, but make sure to branch out and talk to kids who play other sports and make other friends at the school or in boarding or whatever, because there's lots of fun things to do besides rugby.
Did you do any like clubs or activities outside of rugby?
Yeah, so the school itself has a lot of like competitions throughout the year. Students are divided into houses.
Hmm.
So I would practice with my house a lot for different house competitions. Uh, and I joined a volleyball team, which was fun, just a like social volleyball team. So every Monday night I would go and do that, which was super fun. There was a basketball one that ran too. So if future recipients are into basketball, they could do that. Uh, those are the only two formal things I joined, but there was like badminton leagues and stuff, and just yeah, the stuff that happens every night. There's all the boarders go out and play some sport. It's different every night.
Basketball, suddenly you can be the one who's grown up with the sport. A lot of American kids grown up with
Yeah,
basketball, right?
see, that's what you would think. No, I'm not super good at basketball.
Right. Okay.
I played it up as much as I could. I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of Bulls fans over there. I was very surprised. So I'm from Chicago, so I played that up as much as I could. I was like, yeah, I'm basically Michael Jordan. But then we got on the court and it wasn't quite the
All
case.
right. That is excellent. Well, I'm really glad it was a fulfilling experience. Look, I mean, a lot of stuff went into it, right? And from
Yeah,
you, but other people as well. So
yeah, the US Rugby Foundation was super great about just setting it up and how they organized it. They were super communicative for like everything I needed to go over there logistically and what it would be like to the extent that they knew what it would be like because it was the first one. Like they were super helpful. So yeah, they big shout out to them. I appreciate everything they did.
excellent. All right, Oliver. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm glad you had a great time. And it's a fantastic program from the U.S. Rugby Foundation and Nelson College. So we hope the next guy has a great time as well. So thanks a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.